So the Supreme Court yesterday heard the Vanderstock case, the frames and receivers case. I've listened to it. Couldn't do it yesterday. I was doing things trying to help people here in Appalachia. But I did watch it, and on par. Every time I come out here, there's some lawn service. I'll talk a little louder. So I did watch and listen to the case. I want to tell you what I think about it. Guys, this is not a slam dunk case. I'm predicting. I hate doing predictions for legal cases, because you never know what the individual justices of the Supreme Court, what they're doing, and they don't just consider the oral arguments. They got all these amicus briefs and filings and notes and stuff like that. But I'll tell you what I think and some of the things that came up that were interesting, and I'll tell you what I think the decision's going to come down to. And at the end, I want to give you a huge update with what was made possible only by you, the viewers of this channel, this family that we have here on the Guns and Gadgets militia, the 2A militia. Before I jump into this huge update, I want to say thank you to the sponsor, and that's Lear Capital. Lear Capital, guys and gals, they will answer all of your questions when it comes to buying gold or silver. It's a great time to check it out if you're not familiar with it. Don't believe the noise. Get the answers to your questions by calling them. 1-800-260-5075. There is no pressure to buy. They are looking to educate you about the potential of owning gold or silver and how it can benefit you. LearGG.com. Again, 1-800-260-5075. They're helping me do great things in my community, and it's good to know that they have our back here. So some of the things, I took some notes. One of the things that the Solicitor General, the attorney for the government, said that caught me off guard was that while she struggles with IKEA kit furniture, she mentioned a table, she struggles to build those. She didn't struggle in building a personally made firearm kit. You know, what they say is ghost guns. This looks to this new rule that the ATF promulgated looks to fundamentally change the definition of frame and receiver and force all of these kits to be sold at FFLs, thus force everybody to go through a background check. Frames and receivers and building your own firearm has been totally legal in this country since the founding and further back. This is just something that they figured there was a backdoor gun control they could do and force companies like Polymer 80 and the like out of business. And they've been successful to a certain extent. But so the Solicitor General said she struggles at building these IKEA furniture kits, but not when she tried to build a personally made firearm kit. And I have made a couple of these kits. It's not as easy as they're making it sound, especially if you're doing mill work. But Justice Barrett, who I think is Justice Barrett's the wild card in this. One of the things she said, what she asked was, if I buy an omelet kit, all the ingredients for an omelet from HelloFresh, do I now have an omelet? Which was a good question. And another justice, I think it was Alito, I don't remember off the top of my head at the moment while I'm filming, but another justice said, look, here's, it might have been Chief Justice Roberts, said, here's a pen, here's a paper, do I have a grocery list? And of course the answer was no. But interesting analogies and questions were asked or lodged by all of the justices on both, both sides of the aisle. You got your extreme left justices, you got your constitutionalists, and you have the couple that float back and forth. The only one that went on a rant, like a party line rant, was Jackson, and that was to be expected. I mean, she doesn't even qualify for this job, in my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. If you don't like it, I don't care. But she went off on a tirade. But they were focused a lot of the questioning was focused on readily available and what readily convertible and what that is. And the Solicitor General, the attorney for the government, said that ATF is always considered 8 hours, like a full day's work. And if you can make that item in 8 hours, then they consider that to be readily convertible. However, like the Second Amendment, there's nothing in it that says anything about readily convertible. It says a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Doesn't say you can't make your own item to keep the the government at bay or to defend yourself. It doesn't say everything has to be serialized so that they can track you. I mean, this is coming from a bunch of people who just overthrew the most powerful military in the world. You think they wanted them to have a list of everybody who had something? Crazy. But they did focus on that time a lot. Justice Barrett asked a great question, and she said, I have a question about AR-15s. If somebody drills a hole in that and it can make into a machine gun, are AR-15s now going to be considered readily convertible to machine guns? Are they going to be machine guns in your view because they are readily convertible because you can drill that hole and throw in an auto sear? To which the Solicitor General said, no, just because we're regulating handguns doesn't mean that rule is going to be used on anything else, which is absolute bullshit. Because the ATF, I know they watched my stuff, they operate in the gray area. They don't want anything to be black and white because they would cease to exist, basically. So that was a great question by Amy Coney Barrett. And then what do I think is going to happen? 5-4 is what I am thinking this ruling, this decision is going to be. And when will we know, Jared? Everybody always asks about the Supreme Court cases. We'll know in June. That's when they drop their decisions before the end of their term as they go on their break in the summer. 5-4 is what I am predicting. And I'm predicting, of course, the usuals. You got your Sotomayor, your Kagan, and your Jackson will be in the no category, right? Siding with the government, saying, yes, they can regulate these items with this new rule. It's good to go. It's not unconstitutional. They're not overreaching their authority. And I think Chief Justice Roberts, I think he's going to side. He's going to go with the liberals on this one. He asked some good questions, but I just have this gut that he will jump ship. If I'm wrong, it'll be 6-3, maybe, or still 5-4, depending on the wild card I'm about to tell you about Barrett. I already said it. Now, Thomas, Alito, obviously they're going to say the ATF is overstepping their bounds, not a problem. Gorsuch and Kavanaugh, I think they're coming over on our side on this one. Amy Coney Barrett is the wild card. Her line of questioning makes me think she sees through this rule, sees through the ATF's chicanery, and will come on over and end this rule as well. But that's my guess is 5-4. Now, the huge update I have for you. If you didn't see the video I did with TJ Bear, independent, over at Grindstone Ministries, my buddy over there, they're doing the Lord's work here in East Tennessee and in Western North Carolina. They're operating in both states. And they're doing everything they can to get supplies to those who need it. And if they have supplies on hand that aren't being utilized at the moment, they're looking to get those to groups that need them so they can get to people. So because of you and your generosity, the donations made to my personal PayPal, links are down below, we were able to, as a team, donate $30,000 to Grindstone Ministries. Now, that's a drop in the bucket. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But it's a drop in the bucket of what they need. Fuel. I mean, they're operating in air, land, and sea. Fuel alone would have burnt through that probably in a day or two. But these guys and gals are doing great work in our community. All of the volunteers that are working at the FOB or going out into the field. This little quick video here about what we did. We hiked through what used to be a road that was washed away, Old Germany Road, down in Irwin, this community that we hiked to, we brought supplies to one home. This community was hit so hard, they're cut off from everything. The only way in is hiking like we did or through air. And there were 60 people in that community. And sadly, tragically, we're down to 40. And we're doing everything we can to keep those 40 stocked, alive, well, in good spirits, and know that we, the community, have them in our forefront and have them in our prayers, and we're going to save them, not the government. Not the government. So thank you for the ability to make that ginormous donation, but they're going to need a lot more. So if you want to donate to me directly and assist me with, I've already bought and delivered over $8,000 in goods to people in need, to a church that I won't say where, just because you never know who's going to want to try to take the stuff. Yeah, that's actually happening. And to Grindstone down at the FOB. If you want to help with that, my PayPal is down below. And I ask that you send to friends and family so that they don't take their 3% out of it. But you know, and the tax burden is going to be on me. It's a big tax burden, but it is what it is. That's the least I can do, is to help with the people here that need it. And we have a huge storm barreling down on Florida. Before I do that, if you want to donate directly to Grindstone Ministries, I'll have a link down below as well as their Amazon wish list. They update it about once a day, if not every other day. Keep a look on it, refresh it. Things they need immediately are on that. They hate sending the money to Bezos, who's basically like Soros, but it's a quick means to get people what they need immediately without worrying about politics. So they have an Amazon wish list. Hit them up on that, check it regularly, and deliveries are getting through. And I'll put the link, the address to the FOB, the Forward Operations Base there too. Yeah, so Milton now is even a bigger storm, and pray for Florida. It's going right for Tampa. It's going right for Blackout Coffee. So we are on the East Coast, but it's heading right at us. So obviously, human life is much more important than anything else. So I'm praying for everybody in Florida, my friends, my family, my team, you know, our employees. And just know that, you know, depending on how bad the storm is over the next 24 to 72 hours, if orders may be slowed down a bit. Just please, we ask that you understand that, because it's not just hitting individual buildings, it's hitting everything in its wake. And oh, cool, hummingbird. Sorry, bird, squirrel. Just pray for everybody, and don't forget folks here in Appalachia. You know, the news cycle switched. It's focused on Florida. Don't forget us here, because there are some people that desperately need help, and the government ain't doing it. It's on us. Americans helping Americans. Appreciate y'all. Be safe. Stay vigilant. Carry a gun. Carry a gun. You know, dotted lines on a map. Be damned. Protect yourself at all times. And thank you for your donations. Seriously, thank you for helping me utilize this platform to do good. It means so much. I love y'all. I truly do. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much. Take care.